U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's Public Employee Union has been sounding the alarm on fraud, waste, and abuse at the federal agency since last year. This could never possibly happen at HUD, right? In fact, we know the current administration has been pretty quick to put the heads over the old chopping block there. Are more to come? Well, here's what Jeremy has to say, and you tell me. Now the U.S. Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, has launched a task to review how HUD is spending Americans' taxpayer dollars. It wants HUD's employees to justify hundreds of contracts across the agency. Government waste? Nah. The Public Employees Union has been contacting key legislators and representatives about alarming reports of fraud, waste, and abuse within the federal agency. This followed the submission of Inspector General complaints detailing systematic mismanagement under the leadership of HUD's Public and Indian Housing Division. According to an Inspector General's report last year, HUD could not account for spending at its two largest programs. It was the 7th straight year officials could not estimate the scope of incorrect payouts at internal divisions that account for 2/3 of the department's total annual expenditures. Now, real quickly, you might want to know what HUD's annual expenditures are. Well, their budget from Congress is somewhere to the tune of about $70 billion. Jeremy goes on to say officials did not anticipate having an estimate for another 3 years. And this is according to a report put out by the government. This isn't spending gone amok. This is an absolute systemic failure across the board. And the fact that we've dealt with it this long is absolutely uncorrigible. Now, quote, if left unaddressed until then, hundreds of billions of dollars in HUD rental assistance payments will continue to be at heightened risk of waste. I doubt that. Mismanagement? Yeah. And fraud. This is according to a Watchdog group, which, by the way, is kind of funny in and of itself. If the Watchdog group doesn't know that HUD has mismanaged 2/3 of their money, they've got hundreds, if not thousands, of contracts going to people that they have no idea. Let's put it this way. You're a bunch of loan officers. If HUD was an individual and wanted to get a loan from you, they would be denied for a HUD-backed loan. They wouldn't even make it under the 580 credit scores. You have never had a client, and I've had some pretty irresponsible clients, who would have a credit report as bad as what HUD's would look like. Quote from the Watchdog group, HUD leadership must act immediately to break the cycle of non-compliance with improper payment laws. As Ronald Reagan once said, I'm from the government and I'm here to help are the scariest words you're ever going to hear in the English language. Listen, guys, everybody gets upset about the debt that we're running up, but once we start to do something to slash it, everybody's getting upset about that as well. The only way to bring this thing under control is going to be short-term pain for long-term gain. We're going to have some bumps along the way, but I got to tell you, I don't know if Elon and Trump are going to fix or screw anything up, but everything is already screwed up at these agencies. So listen, I know that's a fatalist way of looking at things. If you have a strong opinion about this one way or another, do me a favor and fill it out in the comments down below, because if you're missing 2/3 of your budget and you're not going to have one for 3 years, this isn't even bad. We've blown past bad. Just blown right by it. Let me know, my friends, in the comments down below. I hope this helps. Jeremy Bagot is a Southern California appraiser, I believe from the Ventura area, and he's an MAI. He's also a newspaperman and writes a lot about the mortgage and real estate industry. I'm going to use some excerpts for part of this show today. I'll be interviewing Jeremy next week, and you can hear directly from him. However, he does a weekly newsletter, and the guy's clever as a whip. Fill out the information down below and jump on his newsletter.